What's up YouTube? Mike from Mass here, Mass Aquariums, and in today's we're going to start calling it weekend tip video because sometimes I'll upload on Saturday, sometimes it'll be Sunday. We'll just see where I can squeeze that video in, but in today's video I'd like to talk about dosing and feeding your aquarium freshwater or saltwater, because I recently, not only am I getting a lot of questions, am I dosing anything on my tank, but I got two new corals. I got a Goniopora and a Alveopora. Alveopora being supposedly a little bit easier than the Goniopora. I've had Goniopora in my tanks before, and typically, like some videos you'll see, is they last a few months, they're thriving, and then sort of they slowly start to die. And it's not because they're around other corals or like too close to a coral that's stinging. It's sort of just like they slowly start to die back. Now, so I started, like we all do, Googling, YouTubing, going down a YouTube video hole of Gonioporas, and I watched one of these videos, and I'm not going to say the name of the channel because I've seen his videos before and he has a lot of good information and his tanks always look great anyway. But specifically on the Goniopora, it was that they do like feeding and what to feed them, and this is the water parameters they like, and it's also helpful to dose trace elements like manganese, but you know, you've got to test your water daily, and don't overfeed the Goniopora because obviously that gets a nutrient spike, but you don't want to underfeed your Goniopora. And should you be feeding them every day? Should you be testing this? And then you have to test for this. And I was just like, you know what? Maybe this coral is just a little too pain in the ass wise for people to care for if they don't have basically hours and hours in the week to make sure that one specific coral is doing all right. Now, anybody who watches my videos in the past knows I am like, keep it simple, stupid. As simple as possible, as little maintenance as possible, while maintaining the parameters of the tank, and I like to have my tank looks good. So it was just like in the brain trying to figure out what was going on and how to keep this coral. So I did a video a while back called Don't Chase the pH, and basically I had gotten a lot of questions about what the pH should be in your aquarium. Now, there is a specific range for freshwater and saltwater, but you don't want to be testing daily, and what I mean by chasing the pH is chasing that number, using a pH up solution or a pH down solution, or dropping in crushed coral, or adding drops of this and drops of this daily just to get to the perfect number. You have a range, and that's what the range is for. You have a low end and you have a high end. Now, when your tank is settling in, freshwater or saltwater, you want to let it get to where it needs to be and just keep it stable. Do your maintenance regularly. Stay on the same page on the same days. You don't need to be dosing this and dosing that and just asking for trouble for your tank. Constantly changing the parameters for your fish and your corals. Now, I understand with corals, the more corals you have, the more minerals they're sucking up. You know, the more alkalinity, the more calcium, the more magnesium. The more corals you have, specifically SPS corals, they're going to suck up what's in your water, and you may have to do multiple water changes, or you may have to dose regularly to keep up with what your coral's growth rate is. Now, that happens over time. That happens when you're adding a ton of corals at the same time, especially LPS and SPS, that will consume a lot of those minerals. But what I'm trying to get at is don't chase those specific numbers to the point where you're driving yourself crazy and you're adding things and subtracting things and getting out of a regular maintenance routine, because that's not good for your aquarium. What's good for your aquarium is stability. You're going to hear that a lot if you're a beginner and you're looking up videos, is stability, stability, stability is what is more important in your tank. Is your water temperature consistently at 78 to 80 degrees? Is your pH consistently where it needs to be? Is your alkalinity and magnesium and calcium specifically in a range where it needs to be, as opposed to fluctuating up and down because your routines are way off? So don't be chasing your numbers. This video I watched got me going down this crazy hole of all my older YouTube videos, and I was reading all the old comments of what should this be at? What should this be at? Why my alkalinity has dropped to this, but it was still in the range, and they were panicking, and so I got to start dosing alkalinity. I'm not trying to sway you from dosing alkalinity. The point of this video is to chill you out. You don't need to chase these numbers to get them perfect right on the money. All you need is consistency with your maintenance and stability with the numbers in your tank. If you're doing your water changes every Friday, just consistently do them on a Friday. Or if you're doing them, say, every Tuesday and Saturday, and your corals are healthy and your numbers are in range, then just stay there. Don't go spend a ton of money on all these chemicals to throw in your tank to try to get everything right precisely where it ought to be. Don't be as OCD as I used to be with your tanks. Just keep it stable. Don't chase your numbers. I'm talking fast because I've had too much coffee. But that's my tip of the weekend, because I keep getting tons of questions, is to keep it stable, keep it consistent, keep up your weekly routine and your cleaning maintenance, and don't freak out if one little number has dropped below what it's supposed to be and start dosing everything like crazy, because that's going to throw everything out of whack. Just keep it stable, keep it simple. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm out.